No. Welcome to the stream. Hold on. Let's see. Turn this off. There we go. Better. Don't need to hear myself now. But anyways. Psycho Metal. Hope you're having a good day, night, morning, whatever. Just hope you're having a good time. Sorry for disappearing like that. I had someone stay over, so I couldn't stream at the time. But anyways, going back to Jadeempire. And yeah, let's just get to it. I fixed some stuff around. Changed the overlay OBS to that. My little avatar. Doesn't it just look like he's floating? Did I already read this? Pretty sure I didn't. The inner self. The great wheel of life turns eternal, bringing one through life into death, then back around again into life. Though the new life is always different, the core essence, spirit, of a person remains the same. The spirit breathed into each person, it's eternal. To achieve harmony with the universe, one must perfect their harmony with the spirit. Indeed, the spirit is in each individual as a reflection of that greater universe, as a reflection of the wheel of life and the great dragon that created it. Yeah, some more lore. Let's see, right, so I'm not going to be able to do something I tried in the last stream.
Nice little town you have here. Not a lot of guards, are there? How are your stocks of food?
I don't know you. Why are you asking me all these questions?
This town isn't well guarded. Forget it, let's just start looting. We'll get first crack at the good stuff.
You're right. This isn't worth it.
So, my optimal strategy for combat, regardless of the enemy type, is to get far enough away using back rolls to be able to dive roll like this. And dive rolling or rolling into the enemy stuns them, well, most enemy types. So I'm always able to get a free hit without having to worry about taking damage. Like that.
I can't believe they've moved so quickly. We need your weapon. Gujin will be in his shop north of the main stairs.
Oops, I did it again. About that.
It's so awful. They killed him.
I'm so... Heavens, no! Heavens, no!
It's so awful. They killed him.
I only got some silver, so do that. Test. Or puzzle, I should say. There's nothing else. Oh yeah, that's right. Turn that off.
I heard a terrible scream. Are the bandits here yet?
And I'm getting a mic boom arm so that I can have my mic right in front of my face instead of being on my desk, about like a meter away from my face.
This
So
building's
the audio will
Gushin's
improve.
place. As soon as we can, we should see him to arm ourselves.
Ojoir Shakir Uksayana. Sawani Karpa.
Hello, Weapon Master Gushin. Good day to you.
Swowo here Ufir. Wakwanpa.
Why do you insist on speaking like that, Gujin?
Wotarawir Ifuir. Nupayir Chiki. Ukayir Otonoir. Nisun Puno. Asir Tsunkut. If you'd prefer, I don't need to use Thofan. Now, what brings you here?
Bandit scouts are here in Two Rivers. Master Lee sent me for a weapon.
Already? I assume you dealt with them, and the rest are in for quite a surprise when they get here. Well, no time to waste. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday, and I must say you take to it naturally. I want you to keep it and use it as your own.
This is a great honor. A good weapon is a true warrior's most treasured possession.
You know, you came here with Master Lee as just a babe. I came not long after, and I've been holding on to a weapon for you ever since. Well, two, actually. But you need to choose which one you'll take. Master Lee wants you to stay focused on your first weapon.
Is there anything special about these weapons?
Anything? Everything. I don't know where your master acquired these, but he has honored me with the care of two legendary weapons. You may arm yourself with either the legendary longsword, Fortune's favorite, or the famed staff, Golden Star.
So, there's not really that much of a difference between Golden Star and Fortune's favorite as far as the functionality of the weapon styles, but Fortune's favorite is, in my opinion, technically better just because it is able to attack multiple enemies at once with the 3-hit combo, whereas Gold Star doesn't do that. So maybe with the longsword, Fortune's favorite.
They say this blade was created in the forge of Smiling Fortune, blacksmith to the gods. Crafted for his son, this blade eventually found its way into the hands of men. How your master found it, I cannot say, but this ancient longsword is yours, if you wish it.
And just for the sake of lore, pick the other one. Let me hear about the staff, Golden Star.
They say Golden Star was forged as a gift to a water spirit of the Silkworm River. A young noble convinced the great Eastern Serpent to fly him to the stars, where he dipped this staff in the tail of a comet. It could be pure fantasy, but this staff certainly isn't. It's strong and has an excellent reach. Your foes will tremble if they see you wielding it.
Can you give whichever weapon I don't pick to Dawnstar?
I'm afraid not. She would not be able to handle one of these weapons quite yet. I'll explain why in a moment, but suffice it to say that very few people have your aptitude for maintaining focus in battle. In time, Dawnstar will be able to handle a weapon like this, but don't discount the blade I gave her. Master Lee wanted her to have the keenest steel I could find. They say this blade was created. How your master...
I'll take Fortune's favorite.
Your weapon is well deserved, and you'll need it with these bandits so close. If you decide you truly don't like it, however, you can come see me after the bandits are dealt with.
Is there anything else?
One more thing you need to know. These weapons strike with deadly precision, but to wield them safely, you must focus with each strike. Master Li has been training you so that you'd be ready for this kind of weapon. And the drain won't be crippling, but you will get tired over time.
I should go see to the townsfolk now.
That you should. Those people will be looking to you for leadership until Master Li gets back. I know you'll do well.
Senior student. Oh, excuse me, Weapon Master. I did not mean to interrupt.
Calm down, student. What has you so flustered?
The bandits. They've already been sighted down by the beach, and they're making their way toward the town.
How many are there?
I don't know, but their ship is large. There could be many of them. You have to help, senior student.
How far have they come?
They're making their way toward the town now. The few men in the militia weren't able to stop them.
Does Master Li know they're already here?
Master Li hasn't returned yet with Kia Min. I'm sure he will be back before long, but we must depend on you until he returns.
Come with me, and we'll teach these bandits a lesson.
If you think that is wise, I will come and do what I can.
I'm sorry, my friend, but Student CPAT isn't ready to face real combat. He has only just arrived. He has a big heart, but that is not enough for bandits. Go to the school. Seal the gates. We will deal with this.
Yes, Dawnstar, I'll go now. Those gates will stay closed on my watch. You can count on it.
You've done well, lad. Go back to the school now. Your friends have some new weapons they're dying to try out, I'm sure.
So, in this game anyways, weapons drain a meter, the focus meter, which is that yellow bar at the top left corner of the screen. And the only way to replenish it is through either harmonic combos or these focus shrines. There is a particular follower as well that also generates focus for me if they're, set to support, but we'll talk about that later.
Bandits, huh? I see a lot of them. I'd better let someone else have some fun for a change. Can't abandon the gate. You never know if they're gonna sneak around.
Everyone is needed, get ready to fight.
No, please. I can't fight. I just didn't want to be a rock picker in my grandfather's field. Guarding the gate looked easy. I never thought bandits would actually come. Please don't let them get me. Don't let them.
No promises. Anyways. Alright. And because I'll be using transformation styles and doing a magic build, or a spirit build I should say, I'm just gonna do this. Normally, the way to interrupt enemy power attacks is to hit them with a fast attack, but You can also just dive roll into them. Let's see. I could have sworn there were supposed to be some bandits here too.
Leaping tiger.
We have to go.
Yeah, getting the bandits, but not bandits, but getting enemies cornered like that against the wall is the best thing ever, because it can't move at all. It's like a fighting game where you get the opponent to a corner. They can still dive roll out, but they're gonna only be able to do that. There you go.
I can hear fighting to the east. We have to push these bandits back off the beach.
Let me go ahead and save. I haven't done that in a while. Oops, I was about to load.
Thank the heavens you came down.
So the little shockwave I'm doing is a... Oops. It's a good thing I saved. Yeah. Anyways, I was too busy talking to pay attention to what I was doing. But basically, the little shockwave I'm doing, shockwave attack, it's an area attack, and it just knocks enemies back so long as they're not blocking. It doesn't do any damage though, but it is good for crowd control.
Thank the heavens.
And it works on with all styles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and enter focus mode. Basically, it drains this focus meter and slows down time by I think half. There we go. Got rid of the guy with the longsword because he's going to be the most dangerous one. Anyway. There we go. That's going to be brought up later. That bag of coins.
Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die. Leaping tiger.
That wasn't fair. I was drinking water.
Cannon fire! Look!
Nice. Nice. Ow. I'm good.
What are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants. But I also see something strange, an oddity. You could be an anomaly or a sign of who I seek. A further test is needed. These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this. Leaping tiger. Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search. This village will be torn asunder. Whatever you are hiding, I will have it. I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not troubled later. You!
Well fought, my student, but I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
So blatant. We never thought to look in so humble a place. We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
Your search is over, assassin, but no one will hear of your success. It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents far sooner than I intended. Dawnstar can explain the nature of such creatures. I must go and make sure everything is in place. I thought I had more time, but perhaps you are ready.
Thank you for your assistance, Master Lee.
Do not be so quick to thank me. My influence caused this attack. You were not meant to see this yet, but now there is no choice. I will explain the school. You have done well, but more than this awaits you. See to your fellow villagers and students, and return to me at the school. We have a great deal to discuss.
Basically, it's just telling me that as soon as I see a yellow arrow on the screen, that means I gotta level up. Or I can't level up. So there is a button that allows me to evenly distribute all my stat points if I want to do that, but because I'm doing a specific build, we're not doing that. Let's see, I'll prioritize body, or health rather, instead of chi, because honestly, when I was doing the magic build in my last playthrough, it gets to be a point where you don't need all that much chi. It becomes a little redundant to have over, I believe, 200 points of chi at that point in a late game, just because there are methods of getting chi power-ups through harmonic combos. And not just that, though, there are some boss battles that you just simply cannot get or regenerate chi with, so you just end up having to run out anyways. Or there are cases where magic styles just don't do anything in general because certain enemy types, but anyways, do that. Now, of course, I'm going to be mostly investing into Leaping Tiger, my martial style for now, but as soon as I get my first transformation style, I'll be investing all my points into that instead. Damage is the first thing I want to invest in. Makes sense. There we go. And then chi damage. Why not speed? Well, because out of the 3 stats, each rank of speed only increments the speed stat by 5%, compared to the 25% damage increments. Base damage, I should say, and then the chi damage is also ludicrous as well. It's just not worth it to prioritize speed over anything else. So, and I would not bother with Heavenly Wave. It's just not a really good support style in general. Just way too slow, way too clunky, and even a harmonic combo you can use it with only gets the player a health power up, which is not as good as a chi or focus power up. So there's that. Let's go ahead and save. Never mind, it won't let me.
We fought well against those bandits, but I had no idea Master Lee could command that kind of power. He destroyed that ship so easily. This is so confusing. Master Lee said I could explain the nature of spirits, but these were different. That sorcerer forced them to appear like wild dogs let loose. So many spirits seem lost, as if the way to their rest is blocked. I didn't think they were dangerous, but those on the beach, I sensed madness. Time drove them mad. You disrupted them by defeating them in combat. They will not reform for a long time. I hope there is peace in that, but I don't know. So much is worrying me.
Now, because we're going to be doing away the closed fist, honestly, it doesn't really matter what I say to Dawnstar, but we can just do this. You want to talk about the attack?
I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. Master Lee called that sorcerer an assassin. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific prey. I don't want anything to happen to this home. I've never belonged anywhere else.
Where'd you live before you came to the school?
Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I have very little memory of my home before coming here, even though I was 3 years old when I arrived. I remember moving around a lot, never staying anywhere for long, and for some reason, the robes of that sorcerer looked familiar to me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing, just the memories of childhood playing tricks. With glimpses of the spirit realm invading my thoughts, I could have seen them anywhere.
Why did you move around? How did you come here?
I can't remember specific incidents, but I am used to being shunned. People are not very welcoming of those who appear to not let the dead lay peacefully. Master Li said I was brought to him by a concerned ally who received me from yet another person. That person wanted me safe, but he said he couldn't ensure it himself. Master Li doesn't know who that guardian was, or what I needed protection from. He promised to look into it, but he's not had time. Your training has taken precedence. My abilities are just a curiosity. You are the center of attention here. I prefer it this way. I can just be.
Yeah, so you can flirt with Dawnstar, and she does become one of the 2 romance options for male player characters. It's troubling to not know your past.
Yes, I suppose you know something about that as well. I hope this does not sound odd, but I am glad we share that. Thanks for this talk. The events on the beach worried me, but you always improve my mood. Let's get back to what you need to do.
How do you help Master Li find out about the restless dead?
I don't want to think about it too much. Manipulating chi has not come as naturally to me as it has to you. The things I do are different. I can see spirit shapes and hear the odd whisper. Master Li was surprised, but he has not had time to look into it further. Your training is his primary interest. Hopefully I'll find my skills useful for more than just keeping me up at night. Could we go on to something else?
What do you know about the spirit world?
We are all spiritual creatures. When we die, our spirits are released to find their way to the underworld. The journey eases the transition from life to death. If their time among the living was troubled or painful, spirits sometimes get lost. They can seem almost alive and are often mistaken for living creatures. They usually only appear for a short time. They say what they need to say and then are drawn to the underworld.
What makes them so threatening?
If a person's life is very traumatic, his or her spirit can lose its way for a long time. They can go mad trapped in the world of the living. Maddened spirits change. They lose their connection to the living world and begin to channel darker emotions. They can be very dangerous. I've only seen hints of those. It's been enough. I'm very worried about what may be coming.
What happens to them in the underworld?
I don't know. That's the kind of thing old men sit on mountains to discover. Some say it is a place of judgment. Maybe it's about reincarnation. You'd think we could just ask the spirits themselves, but if we can't really understand our own answers, how can we hope to fathom theirs?
Who are the people of interest in the village?
Well, we've already visited Gu Jin, who used to be a guard in the west, they say. Old Ming always has a story, and he's usually by the statue on the beach. Merchant Fen Do is in the village square. He's been expecting new goods any day now, for weeks. Oh, for training or learning the philosophy behind martial combat, go see Smiling Mountain. He is behind the ring, near the student quarters. He's always amusing.
That's all for now.
Then we should return to Master Li so he can talk to you about this attack.
Alright, so let's grab that. Even though I played this game, I don't know how many times now, I always have a hard time memorizing where some things are.
Tawi ia kawana ia sonir iboki. Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Unikasurir kwana no koni ugnawata ir niknipier.
Might I ask some questions?
Ikirnik tina piru o iferek ukson puno. Unikasurir kwana no koni ugnawata ir niknipier.
What are your thoughts on Two Rivers?
You could nikun uno sa ir son could noka ukyorir.
What are the important citizens?
Ir sonir unikasurir kwana no ir usoanata hoki.
Give me your opinion.
Wo anania ifewir uk sonaruk noka uk snapir. Ikirnik tina piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sata tawe ir wo nawa fu kuno su kutnia awafawa ir sutok.
What do you know about Master Li?
Sairos tiusiat saro rasipa ukari ir napsoaku.
How did Master Li come here?
Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Ikirnik tina piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sada kwa ia ni garwa fan.
Who was Master before Master Li?
Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Ko nirfuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo.
Let's go back to my other questions.
Ko nirfuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo.
Tell me about the Emperor.
Wo anania ifewir uk sonaruk noka uk snapir. Unikasurir kwana no koni uk nawata ir niknipier.
Is the Emperor neglecting the Borderlands?
Ko nirfuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Unikasurir kwana no koni uk nawata ir niknipier.
Okay, talk about past.
Uno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo. Ko nirfuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Wosoki poir ukar soiro.
What do you know about the spirit world?
Niato nonapadi irovir. Kuni uk nawata ir. Tasir sir tintu. Funye wowosi ye wo tahufu. Wowo sun ponono. Yapapap nasia wir sa ye wooth.
Tell me about the long drought.
Wo anania ifewir uk sonorok noka uk snapir. You could ni kunk uno sa ir son could noka uk yorir. Wo nika surir kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier.
But what really happened?
Ikir nik tine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sa ir yakowak kokonato siri panoneniku. Niato nonapadi irovir. Kuni uk nawata ir.
You accept that, but you're too practical for ghosts?
Kunir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Irkana. O nikasurir kwana no kasa iriru. You could ni kunk uno sa ir son could noka ukyorir.
How was the Empire formed?
Kunir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. O nikasurir kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier.
Goodbye for now.
Tikotro tuaso.
I'm so glad you and Master Lee arrived when you did. My father ran to the school gate to find students to help. Did he make it?
No, no, he did not. I'm sorry, he did not survive. I cannot save him.
He didn't make it? No. Please, no. This town was his home. He shouldn't have died like this. Hopefully Master Lee can give this some meaning. The sorcerer here.
Oh, you. You're a friend of Dawnstar, right? Dawnstar, there you are. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. I saw him again last night, and I remembered what you said. I wasn't as afraid.
I'm glad, Mrs. Zhang.
He seemed peaceful, if a bit lost. But I know it's not your fault now. I'm sorry for disturbing you and for what I said before.
Remember Zhang Jin, her son? He drowned last year after the mooring she tied let go. A sad accident. I saw his spirit and told her. She thought I was calling up ghosts. Some spirits return because of trauma, to rectify something that disturbed them in life or death. They are very focused. When the pain is gone, they find rest. At least they are supposed to. Jin's spirit told his mother the accident wasn't her fault. Now he wanders, unconnected to this world and unable to pass to the next. Troubled spirits can be set to rest for a time, but unless the greater problem is corrected, It seems all dead are destined to wander until they go mad. I'm sorry, this has been difficult. I don't want to think about how it affects specific people. I'm still not sure I should have told Mrs. Zhang about her child.
You're right to console her, even if she didn't want to hear it.
I don't know. People just want to be left alone with their grief. I guess blame is easier to understand than chance. Come on, we should go see if the students are all right. Master Li will be waiting.
It's a good thing we have Master Li here.
Those bandits will think twice before threatening a town protected by the likes of Master Li. They were fools to even come here. The only shame is that their ship sunk. Think what we could have done with their plunder. Well, that's another opportunity lost. In this town, it's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with 2 coins to rub together. Things haven't been this slow since the long drought. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices rocketed into the sky like fireworks.
You don't like Master Li's leadership?
I can't say that. He's a wise man who sees to the heart of things. If I were to complain about anything, it's how few students he attracts. A skilled master could bring a lot of people into this town, but he is very selective about who comes. That's his business, I'm sure, but it affects my business as well.
There's no trade to be found in stability?
I get by. I suppose I shouldn't wish for strife, lest it come knocking on my door. Besides, the bandits didn't do as much to bring people to the store as I hoped. So maybe stability is underrated.
Let's talk about what you can do for me.
Happily. We don't need to waste time on my gripes when there's silver to be spent.
What do you have for sale?
I have nothing at the moment. I can't keep my stock up. People are scared to travel, which prevents goods from getting here. I must apologize.
How can you call yourself a merchant if you have nothing to sell?
I do what I can, but the ghosts and bandits limit travel. They viciously force many caravans to turn back. To hear some of the caravan masters talk, there are problems of this type all over the Empire. I will be sure to let you know as soon as anything comes to town.
Let's go back to my other questions.
If you wish, what do you want to know?
I want to ask about the village.
You'd think the recent attack would have people buying supplies or weapons or something. But alas, business has not improved.
Who's important around here?
Who could be more important than Master Li? He is the anchor of this town, and none question his wisdom. Two Rivers has always accepted the masters of your school as leaders, but none have taken to it with the skill, authority, or wisdom of your master.
How are the students viewed?
No different from anyone else. If you keep to yourself, no one bothers you.
Are there exceptions?
Well, you are always asking questions. That can be tiring. Although I do prefer that over Gao's posturing, he is not well liked. But his father has money, so he gets his way.
Goodbye for now.
Do come back when the weight of your silver is slowing you down. Always happy to help.
Don't forget his senior student. They say he's the one who dealt with many of the bandits.
Oops.
Wait, which one do you mean? Surely not that arrogant Gao boy. Gao? Of course not. No, he's the one in those striking robes with his hair shaved off. He's a handsome devil, that one.
Hey, boys, look who it is.
Is that the one gal the Lesser's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great men like Gao are around.
There'll certainly be a lesson learned here today. Let's begin.
Teach this whelp a lesson in manners.
Your time has come. I am healed.
There's supposed to be someone here I can talk to. Guess not. Oh, right. Yeah, now that I have some silver, this grave appears to be dedicated to the old master, the former instructor of the school. It is a humble tribute, not even bearing his name. Small bowl sits beneath the stylized image of a lion, ready to accept offerings of silver to speed the spirit of the departed to his rest. Place a silver coin in the bowl. The coin disappears through a thin slot in the bottom of the bowl. There is an audible clicking sound. Line image detaches from the gravestone. It appears to have little value. That token? Yep. Then we need that. I'm gonna talk to the others first.
Glad to see you're still well. By most reports, you've faced down many of those bandits yourself. Impressive, senior student.
Most reports. Who disagreed?
Who else? Gao the Lesser won't let a chance to glorify himself slip away. To hear Gao's side, he pushed back the bandits, but I know you dealt with the greater share of them. Of course, it was best that our master was there to deal with that sorcerer. The stories about their confrontation spread quicker than a plains fire.
This is Kiamin. Oops. The guy, the female student that Master Lee saved from the beach.
You are the hero of the moment. Gao claims that he dealt with hordes of bandits, but everyone else agrees that you turned aside their main attack. It is good that you were here. My foolish lack of attention forced Master Lee to come to my rescue, and left me with a wound that will take a few weeks to heal. Master Lee assures me I will heal in time. It's a shame, as Smiling Mountain was teasing me just yesterday with some special prize.
What sort of prize?
Smiling Mountain trains students in group combat, and just yesterday I managed to break your record for the number of opponents faced at once. He teased me by saying if I could go one higher, he might have a prize for me. I suppose he might make the same offer to you, if you're up to it. If I could fight, he could likely round up enough opponents for you to make a run at a new record, but I can't face anyone with this wound.
Is there anything I can do to help with your wound?
Unless you can speed up time, I'm not sure there's much that can be done. Master Lee has already tended to it. Then again, I vaguely recall a grass or herb that hastens the healing process. Someone like Old Ming might know for sure. He's quite interested in herbs.
Will this herb heal you quickly enough that you could fight again?
I think so, though I can't remember the name. It was some kind of rare grass, I think.
You remember if the herb grows around here?
I don't think it's a common plant, no. The only person I can think of who might know for sure would be Old Ming.
I think I know enough about this herb.
I know you're very busy, but if you happen to have time and be passing by the beach, I'd appreciate it if you would at least ask Old Ming. If I'm lucky, he might know of an herb, and if heaven smiles upon me, he'll know where to find some. If you have to buy anything, let me know what it costs and I'll pay you back happily. It would be worth it to get back to training.
I want to ask about the others at this school.
I haven't talked to many of the newer students. The only one I have strong opinions about is Gao. He and I have sparred many times. He's come dangerously close to injuring me, and I've seen his aggression hurt others. I've expressed my concerns to Smiling Mountain, and he wisely advises me to focus on myself. If I let my anger get the better of me, I'm no better than Gao.
Let's go back to my other questions.
I'll answer what I can.
What do you think about Master Lee?
Master Lee cares deeply for all of us, despite his stern demeanor. Look how he came to my rescue when the bandit's spell left me wounded.
Do you have any idea why someone would be looking for Master Lee?
I've heard a rumor that the man leading the bandits seemed to know Master Lee, but I really couldn't say why. It's scary to think they came here with a purpose, though. Why don't you ask Master Lee? I'll answer.
You know much about the rest of the Empire.
I can only feed you answers that are common knowledge. Some of the other students might help you more. Wen is the most widely traveled here, and Lin hasn't been able to stop talking about ghosts, which is a nice change when we're talking about everyone else. If you have questions about history or philosophy, I recommend avoiding us students. Learn about the past from those who were there.
Goodbye for now.
Take care. Oh, and if you happen to find anything that might help this wound after you talk to Old Ming, let me know.
Okay. Let's stop here for this stream. I know the beginning of this game seems pretty slow, but that's just because I'm talking to everyone and trying to get as much lore as possible. Because quite honestly, if you just try to blow through this whole game, doing nothing but the main quests and skipping on the side content and basically trying to rush through the main campaign, the game is honestly not very interesting at all. Because the gameplay itself is pretty simple, rock, paper, scissors style combat with the occasional style micromanagement of styles to defeat different types of enemies. That's about it, really. The rest of the game, or the enjoyment of this title, comes from talking to NPCs, trying to persuade them through speech checks, and doing all the different side quests. You got different ones, like, for example, there's very few, thankfully, there's very few escort missions, or quests, I should say. But there are plenty of fetch quests, of course, but there's also quests that involve puzzle solving and exploration. So it's definitely worth doing the side content. Especially on the higher difficulties, it's almost mandatory. I've already read this one. I think I have. Yeah, I have. So there's that. Also, there are certain areas in the game. I'm not going to say which ones because that would be spoilers, but certain areas of the game cannot be revisited at all. So once the player leaves that area, they leave it for good, and there's no going back to doing whatever side content or collecting any loot in the area. So just FYI. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna stop here for today. Let me go back to the main menu. So yeah, waiting on that mic boom arm to come in. I'm just generally getting tired of having my pop filter being in the way of my hands when I'm trying to use my mouse and keyboard. I'm also tired of hearing my mouse and keyboard making clicking sounds whenever I'm streaming. I'm sure everyone else is too, so can't wait for that. Anything else? I don't know how soon I'll be able to finish this outro asset. There's not even much to it, much more to it anyways. But the problem is that right now I'm just doing a bunch of paperwork related to stuff like taxes and job applications, so just haven't had the time. Anything else I want to say before I end the stream? I don't think so. I think that's all I gotta say for now. Okay, yeah. I think that's it, so thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. Till next time, peace.